it's like this one time of many. But you hate to be anywhere but your house when you get a case of the bubble guts. And this has happened to me more than I can remember. Over time, we're always just in the wrong. It just happens in the wrong place, the wrong time. But there was one time in particular at our old church. So the building was like the sanctuary was most of the building. And it was like a little overflow area. There was like my father had an office, and then right outside of the sanctuary there was like a men's room and a woman's room. And they would just close the sanctuary doors, so so like when stuff was going on out there, like you couldn't hear it, whatever, different things happening or whatever. And so there was this one time, I think that it was a Sunday afternoon. I don't know why so much stuff happens on Sunday afternoon. It was like a Sunday afternoon. It was like evening service, and praise and worship is going on, and then like the spirit came in, the service got high. So we're so they're in the praise break. Everybody, so you got people shouting, all that stuff. And so everybody's super just, I seen folks shouting they was gonna shout their feet off, so so I'm there, I'm in the song just clapping, everybody else. And then so I felt, that feeling in my stomach, that not just a regular feeling, you gotta use the bathroom, but if you don't go now, you're gonna have problems. You know what I'm saying? So I was I already know what time it is. And so if I had to go so bad, usually I'll make sure that, cause you put the paper on the seat or whatever, cause you just, that's just what you do. But I couldn't even, this time, I couldn't even do any of the stuff that I would have done if it had been, if it had just been regular, because, I had to go so bad. It was just I didn't even have time to put nothing down. I straight had to raw butt the seat. There wasn't nothing in between. I just straight raw button. I couldn't even hover. So you know what I mean? I'm Jeff Daniels in Dumb and Dumber after he had the laxative. So I'm so you know what I mean? And so then I'm done. Praise break's still going. They had stopped and started, and you know what I mean? It was crazy. So when I realized that there was no toilet paper on the roll, I was like, all right, cool. Well, cause there was a little cabinet under the sink in the bathroom. All right, well, open the thing up. There will at least be paper towels, right? Nah, there wasn't no paper towels. There wasn't no, there wasn't no toilet paper. There was nothing. There was nothing underneath that thing except maybe some spray, some Glade. And so, I was hit. So now I don't know what to do. They're in there having this praise break, and I'm even if I can't even call for help, I can't even make noise and for somebody to just come back there so they could be on the outside of the door so I could talk to them and ask them for it, because it was just too loud. Nobody would have heard anything anyway, and I closed the sanctuary doors, before I went, before I got in the bathroom. So there was nothing that I could do. I definitely wasn't getting ready to ruin my pin. I'm not getting ready to be in my church clothes, commando. You know what I'm saying? And then, I wasn't trying to ruin my drawers. So but there was nothing that I could, that I could do. So I'm trying to figure out what in the world is gonna happen. I gotta get the toilet paper myself. I know that there's toilet paper in the women's room because that's where they kept most of it. And so there was only the cardboard roll that had the toilet paper on it. So I took that off of the thing, and I was like, I ripped it in parts, like so that I could wipe my butt just enough so that I could get over to the other bathroom without, you know what I'm saying, without messing my clothes up. So, and so I did that. I stand up and I'm clenching mad hard, but like now I also have to bend down to get, you know what I'm saying, to pull my pants up, and I'm like, I can't just do them up all the way because I'm trying not to mess up my pants. So I'm like tiptoeing, like, you know what I'm saying, like I get them up and I'm tiptoeing. I open the door and I'm tiptoeing, like, you know, I'm going and I'm like trying to make it to the women's room without anybody seeing me. Somebody comes out, it's like one of the ladies, and I'm like tipping into the women's room, and they're like, hey, I gotta use the bathroom. And I didn't say anything. I just closed the door and locked it. Oh man. And so I wiped, I did what I had to do in the, you know what I'm saying, like in the in the women's room. I did what I had to do in the women's room. And then, so when I was finally done and I washed my hands, I came out, and then they were still waiting. It was like, I couldn't even use the men's room because somebody destroyed it. Yeah. So that was it. Bubble guts during the phrase break. Yeah. Get you. Just let there be a lesson to somebody out there. Like, for the love of God, if you use the last of the toilet paper, just replace it. Just replace the roll, because it you never know what could happen. You might be doing somebody else a huge favor by replacing that. That's my church kid story.